All right, so everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David, Baruch Hashem. Another mamish beautiful day here in Eretz Yisrael. Sunny, beautiful day, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. We're so lucky to be able to live here in this special place in Efrat. Unbelievable. Thank you, Hashem, for the opportunity. Mamish. Wow. Okay, and again, let us learn for the well-being of our dear Chayalim, and let us also remember the families of the Chayalim, what they're going through. Wives don't have their husbands, the children don't have their fathers for such a long time, and they're worried.
We ran into a lady yesterday. We were sitting and she had two sons.
Yeah.
That are in, and her husband's a Millennium.
Her husband's doing Millennium. Oh, he's a Millennium.
She lost all this weight because she was so worried the whole time they were
Yeah, better ways to do. Yeah.
The war diet.
Okay. Please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, show them and the Chatufim, Hashem, show them all mercy.
Amen.
Because they're all made in B'Tselem Elikim, and they all have the neshama, and they're all special people, and they're all, please Hashem. Okay. All right, so we learned yesterday the beauty of all Yidden, and if you want to be able to honor HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? If you want to be able to, like we said yesterday, Ezu Mechubad HaMechabed Es Habriyas. If you want to honor Hashem, honor every Jew. Because Hashem is found in every Jew. You want to honor Hashem? You don't believe you're honoring Hashem if you discount a whole group of Jews. If you do that, you're not honoring Hashem.
And when you honor your wife, she will honor you.
If you honor your wife, okay, that's of course you have to, okay. All right, so anyway, so now we're learning in Likutey Halachos, Baruch Hashem, with Siyata Deshmaya, of course, Hilchas Netilas Yadayim L'Suda. We're learning about the ideas of washing our hands for the Suda, and all these ideas are based on lesson Zayin in Tinyana, which is lesson 7 in the second book of Likutey Maharan. Okay, now, and we're learning the importance of always recognizing Hashem in everything that we do, and recognizing the main concept here is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Meloi Chol Haaretz K'Vaydai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu fills the world with His glory. Anywhere you are, you can always find Hashem because Hashem is everywhere in the world. Okay, here we go today. Nun Tes. So we're in Halacha Vav, which is 6, and we're up to Nun Tes, which is 59. Okay, we go on now. Ki hamikra hazeh ki mechabda yachabed nemar al bnei Eli. This is talking about the children of Eli, not Eli HaKohen, but his children. Al shebizu bnei Yisrael v'akabonis. Well, they weren't very nice when it came to the Jewish people and the karbonos. And they didn't respect them too much. Because it says, Ki mechabda yachabed, right? B'nei Yisrael v'kaboneh, shekosav al Sham be'parsha in Shmuel Aleph, Kapitel Beis, Yud Beis through Yud Zayin. V'hem also ahepech mima shehayu royu lehem lasais, they did the opposite of what they could have done when it came to honoring the karbonos. Right? Honoring the sacrifices, honoring the Jewish people and the sacrifices, but they did the opposite. Kihem, hayu kohanim, v'iki kedushas hakohenu, b'chinas klalas beinu talmud. The whole point of the kohanim are to join together this idea of the ben, the student, the son, together with the talmud, the student. Right? There was to draw the two together, the ben with the talmud. The idea of Darei Mala, Darei Mata, right? The down and the up. The Kohen was in the Beis HaMikdash, in the Mishkan, the Beis HaMikdash, of course, and the Kohen's job was to facilitate mending the two worlds together. Right? That was the job. He was, the Beis HaMikdash was down in this world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is up on high. the Kohen would go in there and he would facilitate by doing the karbanos and doing his sacrifices and doing his daily activities in the base of it. He would bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu down into this world. He would bring the Shekhinah down into this world, and the Beis HaMikdash is connecting up on high. He joins the two together. Okay, as we learn, ki haKohanim makrivim kol hakarbonot shal yedei ze ikar klolis v'iskashris shal dari ma'ala v'dari mata. The whole idea of the Kohen, right? You get this, guys? You understand this? The whole idea of the Kohen. He brings the sacrifice. The sacrifice becomes an ishe reach nichayach l'Hashem. In other words, it has a pleasant aroma and it goes up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu is merutza, he accepts it and he comes down. And so this is how they're doing this, how they facilitate it. V'heim pogmu b'zeh me'od ki bizu es yisol v'karbanos, because they belittled Klal Yisrael and the service of the karbanos. Unbelievable. Im loy lakachti b'chazaka, right? They said if you're not gonna take the karbanos, so then we're gonna take it b'chazaka. We'll take it. Okay. V'al kein haichicham sham hanavi v'amar lehem hanigla niglesi leveis avicha b'mitzrayim shu Aharon HaKohen harishon. Hey, how come you're not like your great grandfather, the great grandfather? How come you're not like Aharon HaKohen? Aharon HaKohen personified this idea of bringing Jews together. Who honored Jews more than Aharon HaKohen? Nobody. In other words, Aharon HaKohen was the one that was Oyev Shalom, Roidev Shalom. Aaron made peace between every single Jew. He made sure everyone was happy. Right? When we learned that, we learned that when it came to if there was a husband and wife, right? If there was a husband and wife, they were arguing. So what did Aharon do? He went over to the husband and he would tell the husband, your wife is she loves you so much and she's so upset about the argument. And then he would go to the wife and say, I spoke to your husband. Oh, he's so upset that we were arguing. He really loves you so much. So the two of them would get back together.
Have you ever done that?
What?
Have you ever tried that?
I didn't try it.
I didn't either. I was tempted to on a couple of occasions. I said, no, I don't think I can pull this off. I mean,
that was Aharon HaKohen. But
I know.
Yeah. No, the idea that we're talking about this just to understand the concept, what he did, in order to make sure. And there were two friends that were arguing. You had the Chavrusa arguing. So he did the same thing. He because again he saw the Elikus in each one, and he wanted to bring them both close. So it should be achdus. Everything should be unified.
I mean, it makes total sense that would work, but it's just.
We could listen. You know something? If the situation is we could try it.
Yeah.
It definitely worked. So you could, and it will definitely help if you have a tefillah before you do that, which I'm sure Aharon HaKohen did.
Definitely.
He davened to Hashem, look, I don't mean to do, I'm only trying to get them together, and Hashem, please, could you let this gentleman here accept this? Could you let this lady accept what I'm telling her? To bring them together, to close, and with that, it could be very successful. I believe it could be very successful. Because this is what we're learning from Aharon HaKohen.
Yeah.
Uperish Rashi Sham. Rashi says over there, Hainu shechaychicham madu einam ha'olchim b'derech aviyam Aharon HaKohen harishon sherimenu kol kedushas hakahuna. Hey, the whole sanctity of the priesthood, the Kahanim, came because of Aharon HaKohen. So what are you guys doing? Why don't you want to do Shmuel Hanavi? Shmuel Hanavi is telling you, hey, what are you guys doing? Don't you know where you come from? Don't you know who Aharon HaKohen was? Unbelievable. Mamish unbelievable. Aye. Ki Aharon HaKohen harisha mishemimenu kol kedushas hakahuna. Because Aharon HaKohen, from him came all the kedusha, all the holiness, the sanctity of the priesthood, of the Kahanim, came from Aharon HaKohen. Ki Aharon HaKohen also betikun amshachas hadas hanal Yisrael betachlis hashleimus. Because Aharon HaKohen was so involved He was so involved in bringing this das. What he said, what is the das? Knowing Hashem. Bringing Hashem into every single person, into anything he could. This is what his whole life mission was. Ki haya ayev shalom, as we said, he was ayev shalom and raidev shalom. Ki k'maisha amra b'seinu tzchen levracha, heye metalmidav shel Aharon ayev shalom v'raidev shalom ayev es abrias and mekarvim la Torah. You should be like the students, again, Pirkei Avos, right? Right? Pirkei Avos, right? Be like the students of Aharon HaKohen, right? That love Oyev Esabriyas, they loves all of Hashem's creations, umekarvim la Torah, and they bring them close to Torah. That's the whole point. Use whatever the ways you can come up with, that you can conjure up, any ways you can conjure up to come to bring people closer to Hashem. Ki hamshachas hadas legalois ki meloich haaretz kavod. The main thing is teach everybody. This idea, no matter where you have fallen, no matter what you have done, no matter where you've been, it makes no difference. Hashem was there with you the whole time, and He's there with you now too. And He never leaves you. Teach them that. That is true shalom. Right? When you can teach people that no matter where you were, like we said, you can run, but you can't hide. You can't hide from Hashem because His glory fills the entire world. That means no matter where you are in the world, you're going to find Hashem. He's there. He's there with you. We have a neshama, which is a chelik elikami mal that's inside of each and every one of us. So no matter where we go, we take our neshamas with us, right? Or else you can't go. If you don't take your neshama, you're not going anywhere, right? So that means you took Hashem with you wherever you're going. So He's there. Teach people that idea. Like Shulchan Aruch starts off by saying, Shivisi Hashem l'negdi summit. Shivisi Hashem l'negdi summit. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us no matter what, where we go, whatever. Okay. Ki hakol toli b'sholem. Everything is dependent on shalom. And that's why the Kohanim bless us with the blessing of shalom, right? Right? You do that, Mordechai? You give us a blessing about shalom, right? Ahava and shalom, right? Right? You're giving us the blessing, ba'ahava, right? With love, and then you're blessing us with shalom, right? Because if you can make peace between husband and wife, if you can make peace between a couple, or you make peace between a man and his friend, of course you can have more students and more children and more students. Right? You bring a husband and wife closer together, of course there'll be more children. It's Hashem, right? You bring more Nishmas Yisrael into the world. And you bring people closer to Hashem, and they start to learn Torah, so there'll be more Talmidim. The main point is, like we said, we say every morning in Volotzian, we dain min dain ledain. We have to have that conversation with a good friend. You have a friend. Talk to your friend about a Yiras Hashem. Talk to your friend about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what it's all about. Talk to your friend about Hashem. Make sure that the person understands that Hashem is in the person's life. Right? The main thing is, look, most people say, if it was just like this, then I would be okay. Or I can't serve Hashem right now because I'm going through this. Right? People do that all the time, right? Right? People say, I can't serve Hashem right now because I'm going through this. Hey, do you realize Hashem put you through this right now? Right. He's in this with you right now. He's there with you now. He wants to see how you're going to serve Him now. There was a story of a I think he was a Gera Chassid, and he had a machla. He was sick. He was sick for about 3 years, and he was going through treatments and all. Okay, and he felt he went into remission. It was much better, Baruch Hashem. So he came to Eretz Yisrael to meet with the Rebbe. And he said to the Rebbe, he says, I don't understand, Rebbe. He says, while I had the machla, I felt so close to Hashem.
Yeah.
I felt so close to Hashem while I was sick. I felt so, now I feel better. I don't feel Hashem anymore. So the Rebbe said to him like this, look, Hashem wanted you to have, there's different ways Hashem wants to have relationships with you. And that's why Hashem puts us in different situations. Right? Some people, right? And he explained to him that was when you weren't well, you were serving him that way. But now, serve Hashem with a bigger simcha. Now you have more simcha. Now serve Hashem with more of a simcha and keep thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the fact that he saved you. And you can get closer to Hashem. Why does it have to be that we only get close to Hashem when we have a difficulty? Let's get to Hashem. What do you always say, David? What do you always say?
Why me?
Why me?
When it's good. Yeah. when you have it good.
People always say, why me when it's bad, right? Why me? Why? Rav David says, why me when it's good?
I don't deserve it.
No, but that's the point. That's the point.
Yeah.
But that's when you have conversations like that between friends, right? The family, and you talk, you explain to them that they see it in a different light. Listen, it's not going to happen on the first conversation. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some work, and it's going to take some, etching into them. But if you work on it, constantly work on it, sooner or later it'll go in. There's a famous word from the Kotzka, this week's parsha, Al Levavecha. We have the Shema in the parsha, right? It says Al Levavecha, right? Al Levavecha. He says, why does it say Al Levavecha? It say Bil Vavecha. Put it into your heart. Why does it say Al Levavecha? So the Kotzka says because when you're serving Hashem, if you're not feeling, you're just serving Hashem, but you're not feeling it. You don't feel it. You're going through the motions. Which is a good thing. Which is a good thing also, right? Because again, you'll always be able to rectify something, right? You'll always be able to rectify if you have something. So you had the tefillah without the kavanah. Okay, fine. But I daven. I still said the words. It needs to be fixed. But I have something to fix, right? If you don't make something, you can't fix it, right? You can make something that needs to be repaired, correct? Right? But if you don't have the thing to begin with, you can't repair it. So he says like this. Keep putting all of these things on the heart. Keep putting everything on the heart. Put it on the heart. He says it's going to happen. In Mitzvah Hashem, you'll have a big simcha in your life. Right? You'll have a chasna, bar mitzvah, bris, or pidyon abed, or whatever. You have something. And your heart will open. It'll open because you feel that gratitude to Hashem. So the heart will open a little bit, right? The stone will crack, right? The lave of Evan will crack, and then all of the stuff can go into the heart because you put it on the heart. Or he says, chas v'shalom, it happens that person has a tragedy, right? And then they break the heart, and then it'll go in. But either way, that's so that the main thing is we constantly talking to people. Okay, Shemavai b'Torah tzitza Likutey Moran lesson 27. V'zeh haya avodas Aharon shaya oiv shalom v'roidiv shalom bein ish leishtay bein adam lechaverei. This was Aharon HaKohen. Aharon HaKohen. Wow. Aharon HaKohen. That all his life mission was to bring peace between people. That was his life mission. That's what his life mission was, and that's why he was so beloved by Hashem. Why was Aharon so beloved by Hashem? Because he was doing this work. He was bringing people together and bringing people closer to Hashem. So can you imagine how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu would like any of us if we take this on and we try to bring people closer to Hashem? How beautiful thing that is. And of course you can bring people closer to Torah, bring people to come to learn, people to bring people to see the beauty in Torah, the beauty in mitzvahs, the beauty in tefillah, the beauty in his Baidudus, right? Speaking to Hashem, let them see the beauty. Right? We have it over here. People love to come to Shira David for Kabbalah Shabbos, right? They like to come to bring in the Shabbos. It's amazing, right? So if you have a friend, so bring him over here and let him experience something special, right? It is something special. It's very unique. I don't think there's a Kabbalah Shabbos anywhere in the world like the one over here. I don't think anywhere in the world. I don't think you'll find a minyan like that there's so many people that come. It's amazing. It's fascinating.
Strangers, you know.
Anyone.
Yeah.
No, the most beautiful thing is everyone feels comfortable. Mm-hmm. That's why they come. Right? Everyone feels comfortable. No one's judging anyone. Why you're wearing this and why you're not wearing that and why this and that. Everyone comes and everyone's accepting of everybody else. And that's so beautiful. Isn't that amazing? They say that's why Breslov does so well. Because all the other Hasidim, you have to wear a certain uniform, right? They have a certain uniform that you have to wear, a certain hat, certain shoes, certain glasses, a certain coat you have to wear, and so on. But Breslov, everyone does whatever they want. Everyone does whatever they want. Why? Because even Reb Nosson didn't want to. He didn't. Today, all the Hasidim have to wear a shtreimel. They all have to wear a shtreimel. Reb Nosson didn't even want a shtreimel. Do you know that? Reb Nosson. You think Reb Nosson? He was a pretty good rabbi, right? He knew pretty good, right? He didn't want a shtreimel. You know the furry hat. Yeah. He didn't want to have a furry hat. So they said to him, after Rabbi Nachman passed away, and he was like, he didn't want to. He said, "I'm not the Rebbe. I'll teach." But he says, I'm not the Rebbe. Reb Nosson said he's not the Rebbe. But they said it's not nice that you don't have, because other people were wearing a shtreimel, so it's not nice you don't have a shtreimel. So they said, can we get you one? So he said, yeah, sure. Okay, fine. If it make you happy, I'll wear it. That's what Reb Nosson said. If it'll make you happy, I'll wear it. So they got him a shtreimel. And he said that he had to, the story is the first week he had it, he went out, he had to use the restroom. Okay. So you didn't take the shtreimel into the right, put it down, and then he came back. It was gone.
You don't have to wear this, boy. You don't have to wear this. Okay.
It's gone. So he didn't have a shtreimel.
I think that's the whole story about maybe because sometimes when the Rebbe does something, it would be hard for the Hasidim. So you don't want also people have to spend money on a shtreimel.
No, so that's a beautiful thing with Gerach Hasidim, actually. They don't wear a shtreimel, they wear a spodek. They have the tall hat. So those hats are much cheaper than the shtreimel. The shtreimel is made out of the, the mink tails. It's mink, it's very expensive. So the Gerach Rebbe said, no, everyone's going to wear a hat, but it's made out of a piece of fur. So it's not It's not nearly the cost. Not nearly the cost of a shtreimel. And also over there they set the standards for a chasna. A chasna could be like this. That's it.
A what?
A wedding. When they make a wedding, the wedding. This is the menu at the wedding, and that's it. Everyone has the same thing. No, that's a beautiful thing because it takes away the pressure from people. No, that's a beautiful thing.
Like uniforms in high school.
Yeah, what?
Uniforms, when the kids wear uniforms.
Yeah, of course. It doesn't become a fashion show in school, right?
I heard a story last week about the Yosha, I think it was. So somebody came to him and asked him about tchelis.
Yeah.
Tzitzis.
Oh, yeah.
Did you tell the story?
I heard the story. I know the story.
Louder.
He said, listen, somebody wants to wear tchelis, so, it's okay, but it's not, he's not doing anything wrong. If it's not really tchelis, then,
You're wearing a blue string, it's fine. It's fine. No problem, right? That's right.
So he said, Rebbe, why don't you wear tchelis? He says, listen, it's very expensive. If I wear tchelis, then everybody would feel they have to buy it. It's not cheap,
And he didn't want to put the pressure on people. If he knew for 100% that it was tchelis, of course he would wear it. But since it's a suffix, he didn't want to wear it. They say about the Chavetz Chaim, he used to walk around he looked like a peasant. He had a little cap. Chavetz Chaim had a little cap. And people didn't always respect him because he didn't wear a fancy, he didn't wear his fancy Hamburg, with his coat. He was a simple person. The real tzaddikim are very, very simple.
The end of the story is that this Bocher asks Rabbi Yosher, he says, so why don't you wear tchelis, in secret, like underneath? So nobody sees it. So he said to him, how do you know I don't?
Very good. He did it b'tzina, right? He did it b'tzina. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Ki al yedei hasholem ikir is karvis laTorah, because through shalom, that's the main way you can have Torah. If you have strife between things and it's always on your mind, and you don't have a settled mind, you don't have peace in your life, right? So then you can't. If you're arguing with your wife, you're arguing with people, you have a business partner, you're arguing with family, whatever it is, you can't learn properly because the things are always bothering you. So if you want to be successful in Torah, you have to work on having shalom. And where do you learn how to do that? From Aharon HaKohen. All right. The whole point of the Kohen is to illuminate into the children, and the Talmidim, and that was the whole idea of the avodah of the karbonis. The carbon was to take this world and bring it to the next world, to bring the worlds together. What does it mean, bringing worlds together? Each person is an olam katan, correct? Each person is his own world. So if you bring two worlds together, you're joining worlds together. This was the whole idea of the Kohen. The Kohen did that. He took this world, the Olam Asiyah, and he joined it together with the Olam Atzilus. He brought them together. He brought the upper world together with the lower world. Guess what? When you make shalom between people, each person is an Olam Katan. Each person is his own world. So you bring two people together, you're bringing two worlds together. You're taking a husband and a wife that are arguing, quarreling. You take the two worlds, the world of the lady, the world of the man, you bring them together. I'm bringing the two worlds together. This is the point of the Kohen. This is the point of Shalom. You want to bring unity. That's what real unity is. You bring people together. Therefore, the Bnei Eli weren't acting in this way. They weren't doing this. And that's why Shmuel and Navi and Rashi explained to us, hey, what are you doing? You come from Aharon HaKohen. Why are you not helping? Why don't you see the beauty in the Jewish people, the beauty in the Karbanis? Why are you not doing it? Why aren't you acting that way? And therefore the pasuk finishes, those who honor me will be honored, and those that don't will be destroyed. Wow, Yikolu. The main covet is going in that way and following in the ways of Aharon HaKohen. Follow in his ways of bringing people together. Le'ehav shalom, to love peace. You know, shalom is one of Hashem's names, right? We say on Friday night, you say Shabbos Shalom U'Mavorach, right? You're supposed to say that. Shabbos Shalom U'Mavorach. Why do you say Shabbos Shalom? Because Shalom is one of Hashem's names, right? Shabbos Shalom U'Mavorach. Le'ehav es habriyos u'lekarvam l'Torah, to bring, what's that? You want to say something?
No,
okay.
It's a distraction.
Le'ehav es habriyos, to love people. To love the Bria, so lekarvam l'Torah, and the main thing is to bring them closer to Torah. The main thing is to bring people closer to Hashem. Because then you could teach them this idea that no matter where you are in the world, no matter whatever little corner you find yourself in, Hashem is there because therefore Aharon had great honor. Aharon had great honor. He wore the big day kahuna l'chvoidei l'sefartai. He wore the big day kahuna, the vestments. The vestments of Aharon HaKohen were beautiful. He had gold. He had the breastplate. He had the beautiful stones on them, right? The avonim on the Choshen HaMizpah, it was beautiful. Zeh shehu kedushas hakahuna bechinas ki mechabdei achabed. He who honors others will be honored, and there Aharon HaKohen personified this idea of honoring others, and therefore he was honored. Hence, he was honored. It wasn't the fact that he wanted. Aaron wasn't looking for the covet. Chas v'sholom. He wasn't looking at it. But they're telling you, if you want, it says if you run after covet, covet will run away from you. If you run away from covet, covet will will come after you. Again, why the Chavetz Chaim says, why do people speak lashon hara? Why? They don't see the beauty in the other person. They don't see the beauty in the other person. They want to knock down the other person. That's why it's so important never chas v'shalom to hear, to speak lashon hara, and don't listen to it either. You know, if you listen to lashon hara, you're just as equal. You're equally as guilty.
And don't do lashon hara on yourself either.
You don't do that. That's reish pei beis, right? That's the lesson azamra, right? Uvoizai yekalu, and those that are belittling people and making fun, those people will be destroyed. Shehem hamevazim es bnei adam umaytziim haseroinos b'chol adam. They bring out the bad things in all the people. They don't bring out good. These people, this is terrible. You tell someone how bad they are. You don't do that. Okay, Shirayim es echad sheroitzel iskariv l'Hashem mevakshin mechapsin limsoya by a woman b'chesroinim avizinayisay. You see someone's coming closer to Hashem, and you say, look at the guy. Oh, look, you have an earring. Look at you. Oh, you have tattoos. The Torah says you're not allowed to have tattoos. The Torah says, how are you going to come close to Hashem? Don't do that. Don't do that. It doesn't matter. Whatever he has, it's okay. You don't do that. In other words, there's some people that look at them, and again, they look at the external things. Forget about anything on the external. Forget about what the person's wearing. Forget about what they're not wearing, whatever. Forget it. It's not important. It's not important. You need to realize that there's a neshama. Speak to the neshama in the person. Forget about all the nonsense. But people do that.
And if you want to make peace, you should not.
David, hold on, David, you told us the story, I think you said the story about the Chabad guy. He told us a story where there was a Chabad shliach that was putting on, they put on tefillin. You do, that's what they do, right? And he was somewhere in Tel Aviv, right? And then he was at some kind of fair. There was some kind of fair.
Oh, yeah.
Right, there was some kind of fair going on. I'm reminding the story that you said. Yeah. There was some kind of fair going on, and there was no really room for him to set up his booth. But they have the trailer with the restrooms. So he was outside the trailer with the restrooms. That's where it was busy. They didn't give him a place, so he had a place over there. So he set up his booth, and there was one young man that came out of the bathroom. And the rabbi asked him, this Chabad asked him, would you like to put on tefillin? He says, well, I didn't put on tefillin in a long time. All right, I'll put on tefillin. So he puts on the tefillin. The rabbi sees, he knows how to put on the tefillin real good. He knows how to put them on. He's putting them on. He knows how to make the bracha. He knows how to put on the tefillin. He puts on the head tefillin. He puts it on right. He makes sure it's in there. And the knot is in the right place. And he's amazed. And the guy knows how to say Shema. He's saying the Shema. So he asked him after that, he said, so, well, I see you know how to do this. He says, well, I grew up in Bnei Brak, and I know, but it's been a couple of years, about eight years, I think you said that was about 8 years. I gave it all up. I gave it all up. And my father's a big Rosh Yeshiva. So the rabbi said to him, you know what, I need you, could you do me a favor? The rabbi, this Chabad rabbi asked, could you do me a favor? He says, Friday night, I'd like you to come over to my house, and I need you to do me a favor. My wife loves so much if someone gives her a compliment on her cooking. My wife cooks, she works very hard, all Erev Shabbos, she's preparing the food, and most people come by, and they eat, and they say thank you, but they don't give her a compliment on how delicious the food is. So maybe you can come over to the house and do me this favor, please. Right? With learning about bein adam lechaveiroi, and with bein ish leishtai to make shalom, right? So he's asking, I want to help my relationship with my wife. So maybe you'll help me. So he comes by. He comes by Friday night, and of course he tells the wife how delicious the food is and everything else. And then he says, then he left. He didn't hear anything. And then I believe that what happened was the father. This young man now became a Baal Tshuva. He went back home. Everything was he was fixed. He was fixed. So the rabbi went to the Rosh Yeshiva. His father went to find this Chabad rabbi to thank him. He's a Litvak, but listen, the rabbi did to help me, so I'll have to go. I'll have to go at least tell him thank you. Akaras Satov. I have to have a little akaras Satov. I have to give it right that he helped me with my son. Right? So he goes over to the rabbi. He says to the rabbi, finds the Chabad rabbi. He says, "Thank you so much. What did you do? What did you do?" So the rabbi said, "I set up my booth. The fair was very crowded, and there wasn't a lot of space. So they told me I could put my table near the trailer with the bathrooms. So the father looks at him and he says to him, "You mean my son put on the tefillin when he came out of the bathroom? You set up the table by the bathroom? You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that." So the rabbi looked at him, but the rabbi looked at him and he said to him, "And that's why your son left you originally, because that's the way you do things." That's the way you do things. This person is telling us over here, you don't look at someone and tell them what they're doing wrong. The guy came back home. Hey, who cares what he did? He came back home. He should have been so happy that he came back home. Right? No, think about it. The kid went away. He went away from Yiddishkeit, and now he came back. Nisim and the flies. Tremendous miracles here. Anyway, okay, you understand that, David, thank you for telling that story. That was, did I get it right? Was that the way you said?
Yeah. And he didn't wash his hands, and he didn't say Asher Yatzar. I'm just saying that's what he might have added in there.
Yeah. But he came back now. Now he's saying the Asher Yatzar. He's doing his thing again. Baruch Hashem. He saw the beauty in Torah. He saw someone that's really sincere, trying to help somebody. That's what these guys are doing. They go out there and they're just trying to help people. That's all they're doing. They're like Aharon HaKohen. They don't know who they're going to meet. They have no idea. And this rabbi had no idea that he was going to meet this young man. He's just doing his thing. He has no idea. Hashem works all these things out. It's all Hashem, behind the scenes. The Malay Chalaretz Kavod, Hashem is working everything out. We don't have to worry about it. Let Hashem take care of it. You do your part, and then watch the rest will come. The rest will Hashem will facilitate it for you. Don't worry about it. Here, the Messiah, Mumen the Chesroinim Mevazen. I say, Varehem Keilu Mevazen Kiviyachal Es Hashem Yisbarach. If you're going to make fun and belittle that person, it's if you're making fun of Hashem, because Hashem is with that person. So what are you doing? You're making fun of that person? Then you're making fun of Hashem. Hashem put him in that situation. It was Hashem that did it. It wasn't him. It was Hashem that told him he needs those tattoos. It was Hashem that put the earrings on him. It was Hashem that made him dress the way he did. It was Hashem that did that. So you're making fun of the Rabbeinu Shalom.
It's like you don't like the way I look, go talk to my maker.
That's what we said. Yeah, we learned that yesterday from Rav Chaim. Yeah. He's an Ish Mechur, right? He was an ugly person, right? He was ugly. So go ask my maker. Yeah. Look what he's. Mevazin kiviyachal es Hashem shekol kivoidai aydei masei atachtoinim. Like we said, HaKadosh Baruch has all the myriads of angels. He has everything. He has he has zillions and zillions of angels. But Hashem he discounts all of the angels, and he wants to see what we're doing down here. This is where Hashem gets his greatest covet. He gets his greatest nachas. He gets his greatest aspirus down here in this world. It's here. This is where he gets his. This is where Hashem is honored. And the main way is those that are so distant from Hashem, they come closer to Him. They come closer. And it's so beautiful when you go to, those that are zeicher to come to Uman for Rosh Hashanah, you see that. Your mamas see every kind of person. You see every kind of person. You see a guy with long ponytail that goes down to his tuchas. You see that. And then you have this guy with that. You got everybody. They all come. They're all coming. And the most beautiful thing to me is that they all come, and it's a difficult trip. It's not easy. It used to be, it was never easy, like, you still had to take a flight and ride for at least 3 hours, but today it's very hard. Today it's very difficult.
Not just that, but
Huh?
like just staying there, like where? Like people like camping.
Yeah.
Like renting a bed.
Today, Sasha, there's nice hotels, and it was built up.
Most people not in nice hotels, right?
Yeah.
Most people like crumbled in one room like 10 people.
But they don't need. I did that. I don't need a nice hotel. I'm there because.
Again, it's not an easy trip.
It's not an easy trip, but they all come. They're all coming.
I made new friends.
No. But they're all coming for this reason, because the Rebbe is bringing he wants everybody. The ones that are so far away, they like them so much.
Sasha's right. They're sleeping on the fire escapes. They're sleeping in refrigerator boxes. The boxes in.
Yeah. Listen. I have a good friend of mine. Listen, I have a good friend of mine. His name is Rabbi Mordechai Groner. He has a yeshiva at Teresh Shimon in Far Rockaway. It's a beautiful yeshiva. And what's his yeshiva? He takes all the guys that all the yeshivas threw out. All the yeshivas, all the local yeshivas in New York, in New Jersey, in wherever, all the yeshivas, and all the guys that they didn't want them, he says, you come to me. He takes all those guys in. This lesson. He takes and he makes beautiful guys. They're all beautiful.
Yeah, there was a yeshiva in St. Louis that the guy did that too. They came from all over, and all these guys that came out of that yeshiva, they're all stars. Stars.
That's right, because they show the beauty in them. These regular yeshivas, they don't know what they're doing. These Rashi, I'm sorry to say, but they're going down the wrong path. It's terrible. They just discount. Anyway,
If
whatever.
you want to give the people an experience of unity, go to Uman.
There we go.
Really, that's what Hashem wants.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Commotion is bar kama pamim b'divrenu. As we speak about this so many times, we learned about this in Hilchos Kriyas HaTorah. B'alkei nema aleihem uvayza yekolu. Those that embarrass other Jewish people, yekolu, they'll be destroyed, because Hashem says, I don't need you. I don't want your service. Aval hamechavedes habriyas hamekayeh. Those that are honoring the Brias and they're keeping people with a kiyum, they're giving them a kiyum, they're giving them something to hang their hat on, something. Al tehi vos lechol adam, never ever chas v'sholem embarrass anybody. V'choisem mishtadel ledabe im kol echad mitachlis lachnisa yala kedusha. Bring everybody into the kedusha. That's the main point. Bring everybody in. There's a place for everybody. There's a place for everybody. And the beauty Hashem likes is that not everyone is the same. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different neshama. HaKadosh Baruch Hu never does two things the same time. We learned that. Remember, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu never does two things the same time. For example, in other words, if a person comes back as a Gilgal, right? He comes back as a reincarnation. So he comes back as a reincarnation. He doesn't have necessarily the same neshama, the chaya yechida, nefesh ruach neshama chaya yechida. He doesn't have that same combination. He'll have a different ruach. He'll have a different chaya, a different yechida, a different nefesh. something's going to be different. Hashem never does everything the same time. And that's what Hashem likes, that there's differences in people. He wants everything to be different, and everyone serves them in their own unified way. He doesn't want robots, right? Right? In other words, some of these Rashi, everyone has to daven like this, and everyone has to learn like that. Everyone has to do exactly like that. Hashem doesn't want robots. He doesn't want, that's a robot, right? But Hashem wants everyone to express themselves in their own way, how they can come closer to Hashem. What?
If I can add, the more than that, I've heard those about this, the combination of those neshamas and the people that you meet in the life, and the person is in the previous Gilgulim.
Same people.
They had the combinations.
Yeah. No, the Arizal says that when we all come back in the same group that we were before. We always, the Arizal writes that almost all of us today we were all here before. I don't know if you remember, right? We were all here before. This is not our first rodeo. This is not the first rodeo.
We were probably a gang of highway robbers.
Maybe.
This gang here.
Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. But it's not the point. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Right now we're here, so we got to do what we got to do to make the tikkun of what we need over here. That's what we need to do. You know, HaKadosh Baruch Hu had great tzaddikim that served him unbelievable with limud Torah like you can't imagine. When we had the Tanoim, the Amaroyim, the Rishonim, come on, he had great Torah scholars. Today, what do we have? We don't have these things today. And because we have the Eridus Hadairis. So today, whenever we conjure up the way to do something for Hashem, He's so pleased with it. It's as if we were learning the way the Shagas Arya learned, the way Rabbi Akiva Eger learned, the way the great people, the way they were learning today. When we open up a sefer, we're being Mavis Sedra, and you do it the best that you can. That learning can be greater than who knows? It doesn't matter. That's Hashem wants us to just do what we have to do today, and realize this. Bivadai hu mechabed es Hashem yisbarach v'olav nema ki mechabdai achabed. He who honors me, he who honors someone else is honoring me. Hashem says. Nimsa shatana kolol kan kol tikunei hamshochas hadas hakedoshim. Right, we had the 4 statements from Ben Zomer. Remember, we learned about the 4 statements of Ben Zomer. Shu ezu chacham haloy mikol adam. Remember, he said, who's the wise person that learns from everybody? How? You have your Rebbe that you learned from the Ramazim, from the Rebbe, how to see the beauty in each person, to find Torah in every statement that everyone tells you. And then you could learn taka from everybody. Okay? Shehu mi shezoicha ledas, that has this das. And then what happens is we can be misgaber on the ruach shtus. What's the ruach shtus? The folly, the foolishness that comes into us. If you keep Hashem in the forefront of your mind always, you always have Hashem in the forefront of your mind, so then you're not going to let room for the foolishness to enter the mind. If you don't have Hashem on your mind, so then all the foolishness comes in. That was the second statement. Who's the wise, who's the strong, powerful person? He can vanquish his Yetzer Hara. Because what's he doing? He understands. He keeps Hashem on the forefront of his mind. So then, of course, he's going to be able to conquer that. And then you can get your parnasa from the Yam HaChochma, which is that brecha that's up on high, that big pool. The big breaker that's up on high, that big pool that's up on high, that all the bounty, all the parnasa comes from. We learned, right? You realize that everything you have was granted to you directly for you, and you don't have to worry about what anyone else has. I shouldn't cover what someone else has. Why? Because Hashem gave that to them. They need that. You need what you need. Okay, the whole zehu legales kavodei Hashem yisbarach b'chol ha'olam, and all of this is to reveal Hashem in this world. Reveal Hashem the b'chol b'nei adam sheba'al in all people. All people. All people we're all made b'tzelem Elikim. All people were made in the image of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They were made in the image of Hashem, and they have a shama. They have a soul inside them, which is godly. So you have to honor them. Well, the karev kol ha-rechaykim shebaylim, and bring back all the rechaykim. Everyone that's far. That's the greatest mitzvah you could do. The greatest mitzvah is to bring somebody back. Why? Because if you bring them back, then you're bringing them back, and then they have children, and they go in that way and that way. So it's an ongoing thing. You get dividends upon dividends upon dividends for you. You get the greatest bang for your buck, right? Like they say, you get the bang for your buck, right? In other words, if you bring people back to Hashem, that's the greatest. How do you do that? Teach them that no matter where you are, no matter what you're involved in, Hashem is there with you. It doesn't matter. You can connect to Hashem in that place, wherever you are, because He's there with you. He's not somewhere else. People think they're in shul. I have Hashem. I'm at home. I have Hashem. Right? When I go out, I can do what I want. No, He's there with you too. Right? People will say they'll eat kosher in the house. Right? They'll eat kosher in the house. When they go out, I'm out. It doesn't matter. Right? People do that, right? Right? They'll eat kosher in the house. Oh, well, I'll watch what I see when I'm in the shul. When I go out, I'm outside. No, Meloi Chalaretz Kavod. Hashem is there with you no matter where you go. He's with you. We need to teach people this message. Says there Bechinas Ezer Mechubad, who was Mechabed, the one that teaches that. Okay, so this is a special lesson, and this completes the idea of how we had the four statements of Ben Zoma, and now Rav Nassim brought the four statements together. The main thing is Meloi Chalaretz Kavod. Okay, so that's our lesson for today, and Mitzvah Hashem will do Samach 60 tomorrow. Okay, let's learn a halacha in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Any questions on this? Anyone have anything to say? Anyone have anything?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow because the first line is my pasuk.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, beautiful. Okay. So we're learning in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Kol Hashayin Halachos B'chol Yom Muftach Lei Shebein Olam Haba. The other day I was with my friend Meir Elkabaz. We were learning the class. So it was Tisha B'Av. So we were saying that his family is from Moroccans. He's Moroccan anyway. So he said he grew up in Canada. And he said there were some old Moroccan guys there, and they would say every day, "Kol asona halachot b'chol yom muftach lo she'u ben olam haba." Kol asona halachot, because they don't say the shin. They don't say the Moroccans. They can't pronounce the shin. They say the sin.
Sin, or they say sin.
Right. So he didn't understand it because kol asona halachot b'chol yom. Anyone that hates halachas every day, no, not hates shona. They study. It's amazing. You see, it changed the shin to the sin. It changed the whole meaning of the word. It's something totally different. Unbelievable. What?
Orthodox also don't say the shin. They differentiate between shin and sin.
But there's a difference to them. They have a difference to the shin and the sin.
Who?
They
don't say kol asona halachot.
Yeah, they'll say
Bislema. Oh, Bislema. No, but they say Bislema. All right. Oh, wait. Okay. That's not the. Okay. We wanted to laugh. Okay, that was good. Okay. We are up to today. Shmona. 8. Okay. Here. Well, this is a very good one. Okay. So we're in Hilchos Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're in Siman Chav Gimel, which is 23, and today we are up to Ches, which is 8. So 23:8 in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Okay. Kivin, and these are the laws of Kriyas HaTorah, Sefer Torah. Kivin shehischil hakoyrei likros. Now you have the Baal Korei, and like we said yesterday, right? So it was the day before. When you hear the Baruch Hu as Hashem Baruch, you're supposed to stand, right? And then you can sit down to listen to the Kriyas HaTorah, right? Or we said if you can't stand, so stand. And the second bracha you can be sitting for, but the baruch was a Shem Baruch, Baruch Shem Baruch, you should say standing. Okay, now the guy, so now the Baal Korah is there, and the Ola, the guy that got his Aliyah, he's standing up there. Kivin shehiskil hakoyrei haklikrois. Now the Baal Korah, the reader, started reading. He started reading. Also l'chol hakal ledaber afilu b'divrei Torah. You can't speak. Even you want to tell someone over, oh, you saw this word, look at this. No, you can't speak. You're not allowed to interrupt. You're not allowed to interrupt. You have to pay good attention to every word that the Baal Korah is reading. We learned this we learned these ideas. We learned these ideas in Likutey. We know this, not a foreign concept. Baruch Hashem. You have to pay good attention to the Kriyas HaTorah. Also, l'chol hakal ledaber afilu b'divrei Torah. V'afilu bein gavra legavra. And here's a chiddush. Here we go. Now, you would think, wait a second. So I can, when he's reading the Torah, I won't talk. But when he finishes reading, and the Gabbai is doing the Mishaberach and the next Mishaberach and the next Mishaberach and this one and that one, so maybe I can talk to my friend. I want to tell him over. Look what Rashi says here. I want to tell him. No, you can't talk. Also, lotzeitz min basic knesses b'shor shekoyrim b'Torah. People are reading the Milah Kriyas HaTorah. You cannot leave. People don't know this. It's a tremendous problem. It's a tremendous problem. The Baal Korah is reading. We said the Baal Korah is like Hashem. Hashem's talking. Moshe Rabbeinu is the sarsar. He's the intermediary, right? So you have the Rabbeinu Shloim and Moshe Rabbeinu, and you're going to walk out. Could you imagine that? Right? Har Sinai. The guy's at Har Sinai getting the Torah from it, and I have to go somewhere. I have a meeting now.
I thought you couldn't talk from the time the Aron is open till the Torah.
Don't talk, right? Don't talk. Don't talk.
Talking.
No, don't talk. Don't talk. Also, I know he said that don't go out either. Now, this is not doesn't mean that the person has an urge, he has to go to the bathroom. We're not talking about that. Okay, we learned that because you can't stay in the bath. You can't stay there.
Get a phone call.
No, a phone call. He's looking at his well. I got to go to a meeting now. I got to go. I got to catch the bus. I got to go. If you have to catch the bus, go to the earlier minyan. Don't walk out in the middle of Kriyas HaTorah. Aval ben gavra legavra. What do you call it? Aval ben gavra legavra. If you go ben gavra legavra between the aliyos. After he makes the next bracha, you could, if you have to go out, let's say let's say even for the bathroom, if you can hold it it's going to be another 2 seconds, so wait till he makes the bracha, and then you can go out. Okay, then go out. Shesefer Torah, HaTorah megulgol, yochel lotzeis l'tzorech godol. If there's, once the Sefer Torah is closed, right? Even if it's closed because they finished, they put the cover on it. And if you have to go, tzorech godol, he says. Mm-hmm. But tzorech godol means that you have something very, very pressing. I'm going to say that means you have to use the restroom. Because otherwise, what's so important that you have to leave tzorech godol if you have to while the Torah is reading? How long is the Kriyas HaTorah ready? So just wait there for the 2-3 minutes and then go. Don't walk out chas v'sholem while the Torah is open. All right.
Let's say somebody's an ambulance driver and he gets a call.
No. Wait. The Hatzolah guy gets a call. He leaves. No. Hatzolah's the Torah. No one said the klal is the Torah is v'chai b'hem. The Torah is v'chai b'hem. Right. The mitzvahs are here to live by. So the guy gets a Hatzolah call, the guy's having a heart attack, you don't wait. He takes off his tefillin, and he goes out as fast as he can. Of course, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the guy that he has to, his phone's ringing and he has to check the stocks, or he has to, but if a person has to do something at Solas Nefashos, you break Shabbos for that. Right? The guy has to break Shabbos for that.
I did do this once. I don't know how they got a hold of me. My father was living in my area, and he fell, and they take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
So I left.
Okay, that's
Shabbat. It was Shabbat.
Okay, but we're talking about the rig here. Now we're talking about here A regular guy. We're not talking about any of these such things. Okay. Anyway, we all understand this, right? The importance when the Kriyas HaTorah is going on, we should do. Okay. Everyone, we're going to have our Chumash class today at 5:00. Thank everyone for joining, and we should all hear Besorah Tova.